Christmas Day on BBC1.
Please join me this Christmas for a great show in which some wonderful people will receive some very special gifts in unusual locations.
The location's the Wild West for big film action in Back to the Future, Part 3. At 6:05 with Raquel away, it leaves Del to play.
Raquel and your baby are only just round the corner, and you're going out with some young bird.
She's not a young bird. She happens to be a grandmother.
A grandmother? Oh, well, perhaps you can bring our sister along for him.
Just part of Christmas Day on BBC1.
Film comedy in 5 minutes with Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn and James Stewart in The Philadelphia Story. And that's after a look ahead to the new year here on BBC1.
This winter there are 7 major new dramas on BBC1, beginning on the 2nd of January with A Dark Adapted Eye. From Ruth Rendell, writing as Barbara Vine, comes a chilling tale of passion, remorse and murder.
Mum and Dad, Vera, your father and me, come to tea. Suddenly Vera had a premonition. So you see, Finn, how unkind it is. You really oughtn't to make fun of Vera. I owe her my life.
Grushko, set in St. Petersburg, stars Brian Cox as a tough detective caught in a power struggle between gangland mafias and the remnants of the KGB.
It's Mikhail Malyukin.
Oh, not now, Sasha. Get rid of him.
Somebody has.
Last night, where were you?
If we don't solve this murder, the mafia will realize that we can't cope.
He said he had the ugliest shark of his life by the tail, and he'd drag him in if it killed him.
From St. Petersburg to Preston, All Quiet on the Preston Front follows the life and loves of an unlikely bunch of TA recruits.
We need you, Hodge. One section I've got about Roger Indle, works for British Gas, and he knows every FA Cup winner since 1872. Shh, it's just the best bit.
Oi, do we have to have Live Aid?
And Richard Griffith stars in Pie in the Sky as a policeman with a difference. He dreams of opening a restaurant where steak and kidney pie is always on the menu.
I want to get out now while I've still got all my limbs and enough life left to do something else.
Henry, the restaurant business is notoriously risky.
Good luck. Good luck. Cheers and cheers.
There's something in the oven I think you might like.
Don't do this to me.
It's a steak and kidney pie.
Lynn Redgrave makes a rare appearance on television as a hard-nosed investigative journalist, sent to cover a routine story in a health club.
So you're going to make me famous then, huh?
Please, let us help.
He said he'd come to apologise.
I've changed my mind. I want those tapes destroyed.
Warn the crew.
This is not the programme you were briefed to make.
I want you to describe everything to us on camera.
The prospect of Sunday tea time looks set to brighten with the advent of Smokescreen, starring Timothy West, Kate Hardy and Anita Dobson.
I shall open a picture house here in this town, the like of which has never been seen before outside the cities of London and Paris.
How are you going to pay the rent? By getting a job.
There's some say he eats with devil in the house.
I asked for a boy, they bring me some stupid little girl.
I'm not stupid. I'm not little either. I'm tall for my age and as strong as any stupid boy.
She'll never get a job.
He's a genius, if you want my opinion. And them as stand by him can be proud. And them as go against him, like that Albert Gold, had best watch out.
The Tundishes and Belchers return as the two catastrophically mismatched families in The Riff-Raff Element.
I'd rather not take the risk of you losing it. I won't lose it. You usually do.
For God's sake, Morty, grow up.
Daddy, you'll need to sit down. There's something you want to know.
What is it now, boy?
There's been a death on the premises, Daddy.
A new documentary comes to BBC1 for the winter. An in-depth and truthful look at the world of organised crime over the past 50 years. A remarkable and chilling series of revelations unfold in Underworld.
I've seen frightened people, yeah. I mean, we've all done it. Every one of us has terrified someone in some way. But I think we saw it as a way of, like, earn a living. You see, the twins had to live up to this reputation. Bear that in mind. And what I mean by that is, what people want them to be, they had to be, I suppose, if I look back on it that way. So they had to be good at whatever they'd done, and believe me, they were good. The best I ever saw.
David Attenborough returns with a breathtaking new series of Wildlife on One. Using special technology to capture the Red Sea coral reefs, we follow the travels of the Thompson's gazelle and take a long, hard look at a close relation. This season sees the debut of 4 new comedies on BBC One. Honey for Tea marks the long-awaited return to the screen of Felicity Kendall, playing an American widow visiting Cambridge.
We have different tastes in music.
I have no taste at all.
Your self-knowledge is admirable.
That's what Dr. Zweig said. He was our family shrink, a lapsed post-Freudian, but a nice man nonetheless. I think his own physical shortness and his nickname being Adolf caused him a few...
Please.
Sorry, you're in a hurry.
Perhaps when you're singing your hits from the shows, you can keep the door closed.
Sounds reasonable.
Thank you, Mrs. Velasco.
Please call me Nancy.
Why?
It's my name.
In Nelson's column, John Gordon Sinclair is an artful hack who finds stories just fall at his feet until he is distracted by a new colleague.
She's smart, she's quick, she's keen. I think we should hang on to her a bit longer.
So you haven't managed to sleep with her yet?
Nah.
I go somewhere and he doesn't want to talk to me. You go somewhere and Mr. Whippy starts crashing into boating lakes.
I'm not always that lucky, you know.
You are. You were always that lucky. Always in the right place at the right time. Well, only 2 weeks ago you were on the spot when that block of flats burnt down.
I lived there.
Health and Efficiency is the optimistic title of a new comedy set in the changing world of a national health hospital.
When I qualified, I thought I'd be right about everything. But I'm the same idiot I always was, only with a stethoscope.
You're in a good mood today, Mr. Regis.
The birds are singing, the sun is shining, and I get to cut up members of the public.
I want the best brains. I want the senior surgeon.
Well, make up your mind. Which?
Why don't you put on spiked gloves and give yourself a rectal examination?
If there's anything else we can do to make you comfortable.
I suppose sex is out of the question.
Definitely.
And in Men of the World, David Threlfall plays Lenny Smart.
How can that idiot you call your father run out of film? What man turns up with a film camera to film a football match and then runs out of film? How can he film the football match and don't film my goal?
Finally, laden with awards and accolades, Idina and Patsy are back. The absolutely fabulous sequel to Absolutely Fabulous.
Sweeties, darling, can you just leave me alone? Patsy, Patsy, Patsy. You all right, darling? You're not letting this get to you, are you? No, of course not. A little bit of bolly. Yeah, just a smidge. Oh, the Easter days. Yes, sweetie. Anything in them? Not much, darling, no.
MP in drug craze, sex romp shock with fash mag slag.
This winter on BBC One.
BBC2's Black Christmas season begins in 5 minutes with Vincent Price in fine form in The Fly. Classic Oscar-winning comedy for the early hours of Christmas Day now on BBC One. Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn and James Stewart star in The Philadelphia Story.